Greetings, family. We're the Growin Folx, and we're back at you.
Peace and power, everybody. How you doing?
Thanks for coming back in. We want to give you some great tips today on how to travel on a budget. So thanks for coming back. Please click the like button and subscribe and share our videos with friends and family.
Absolutely. We plan to share more great content with you on traveling, on growing, and so much
So
more.
grow with us. We're growing. So listen, family, we're going to get right into it. We're going to give you quick 5 ways to travel to Africa on a budget.
You grow, we grow. Let's work together, watch a new world unfold. I grow, you grow, we grow. Let's work together, watch a new world unfold. I grow, you grow, we grow. Let's work together, watch a new world unfold. I grow, you grow, we grow. Let's work together, watch a new world unfold.
And we got a little bit of notes. Got a big tip from our big buddy Tanya Nishailoc. Check out his channel. And we got some notes here.
Yes.
Notes are great.
Absolutely.
Notes will keep you focused, keep everything tight. So listen, we're going to give you 5 ways to travel to Africa on a budget. We just got back from Uganda. We went to an East African tour, pilgrimage trip, our first trip to the continent. And we're going to tell you how you can save and travel and take your pilgrimage trip as well back to the motherland.
Right. And remember, one size doesn't necessarily fit all. This is based off of our experience. You know, traveling to Uganda, we were on the continent for a month, about 5 weeks or so. So these are some tips that we've come across based on our experience within that particular time frame. We know a lot of folks may tend to travel maybe 2 weeks, a week here and
2
there.
weeks or 10 days.
Or 10 days. So this is the experience that we had, and we wanted to share these tips with you. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay, so one is, what is the best time to travel to your country of destination?
Yes.
Because that will impact the cost of your ticket.
Right.
Right, what season you're traveling in and the distance that you're going. Because West Africa and East Africa, they cost a little bit different. The travel time is a little bit longer. There may be layovers. You may have 1 or 2 layovers, etc., etc.
Right.
We first left, we flew out of JFK, and we flew on Qatar.
Yes. Qatar Airways.
Qatar Airways.
Or Qatar. We hear say Qatar a lot, so
Qatar.
we very much want to make
Qatar.
sure we respect how things are said. So
Qatar?
we've heard Qatar a lot.
Qatar?
So Qatar.
Okay, so Qatar.
Going Qatar. I'm going Qatar.
Qatar. Very sensitive to cultural nuances.
Yes.
Listen, we step into our place of unknowing, of ignorance, and we're open to grow and also be very sensitive to the individuals that we are in contact with, because this is their life, their culture, and their community.
Absolutely.
So we were in Qatar, and we had a 9-hour layover for the first trip.
Yeah.
So we went from Qatar to Entebbe
Yes.
the next day. 5-hour trip. So that's just a quick tip. That's one. The second one is also to decide what is important to you when you're booking.
Yes. Absolutely.
So for us, I had some things in mind. I had some medical concerns, proximity to places so that we could walk. We wouldn't have to pay a lot for transportation. We wanted to have a gym, a steam room, and a sauna. My doctor told me to maintain my healing regimen, my physical therapy, and I could do it on my own. I was 9 months, 10 months outside of having had a major surgery at this point a year ago. So she said, make sure I do my workout stretches, steam and heat, steam and sauna, or sauna, or both. We also wanted to make sure that, as far as our budget is concerned, we would have continental breakfast.
Yes.
We wanted to have continental breakfast, and we hoped to book places that would provide shuttle from the airport to the hotel.
Yeah.
That was a hit or miss. But those were the things that we decided that when we were booking would be important to us. So be clear on what's important to you.
Absolutely. And also, yeah, for me, one of the things that, that was important for me was, this was a good time for me to particularly travel, particularly because of I work full time, and thankfully my particular, job allows opportunity for remote work. I've been working remotely throughout COVID, and this was a grand opportunity for me to take the trip while I still have the opportunity to do that. And work in another country, and still make sure that gets done, despite the time zone difference or what have you, which is another thing that is taken in mind, but that's another video. So that was something I really wanted to take in consideration, that I was able to have that time to still do work, and also to enjoy the time while I was in Uganda as well. So I split that up a little bit.
Quick footnote: we actually took an East African visa,
Yes.
which included Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. So we didn't get to go to Rwanda. We canceled that part of our trip, but we did go to Kenya. So we're traveling to Africa on a budget, and we also went to 2 countries for our stay.
Yes.
And we're going to tell you in this next set as to how we were able to do that. Booking deals.
Yes.
Check for booking deal package apps. Like, it's like clipping coupons. I mean, I came up in a time when my grandmother was clipping coupons when I was small. So she always taught me to look for the newspapers, et cetera, et cetera. Try to find your deal. Because those package deals on the apps, they have ways that you can manipulate your dates and the times, and they give you promos. Some of our hotels, we were able to get anywhere from 15 to 57% reduction rate from the booking if you walked into the front lobby and booked the room for the night.
Yeah.
So we got a huge dip in our accommodations, which is, our places to stay, our lodging. So,
and not only that, the idea, at least for us, as far as budgeting again, is that booking places that allow you to pay when you get there, right? Versus, there may be some hotels that you have to pay ahead, or even pay when you get there, or pay when you leave. So keeping that in mind, so knowing when you can take care of that, you can budget and plan better around your finances while you're there, which is what allowed us to come to maneuver a lot, as we were in different hotels each week to try different spaces within the city of Uganda. We stayed at Kampala in the capital city, and we were in Kenya for a week in Nairobi. So knowing that those hotels allowing that accommodation as well was super helpful. So keeping that in mind, just want to add that footnote too.
Sure, no worries. So try booking deals and package apps. We use Booking.com. Booking.com offers flight bookings, hotel bookings, car bookings, and attractions, tours, cooking classes, safaris, etc. We didn't use that for those things. We used it for our hotel. Hasir used Hopper for our flights.
Yes.
And because he was able to watch a flight and catch that announcement email when it was at a low price, and we got it, and we had the funds, we just went ahead and booked the flight.
Right. For those that haven't used Hopper at all, I find it very useful in that, and the fact that it automatically allows you, once you put in your search for where you want to go and your time frame when you want to plan that out, it allows you to quote unquote watch that particular flight.
Yes.
Especially if you plan that very far in ahead, it'll give you updates, whether it's email or text or what have you, letting you know, hey, the price just went down on this ticket.
Yes.
But you may want to wait a little bit longer because we expect it to go down even more, or this is the lowest it's going to get. You might want to book now. So Hopper was really great in planning that out, and we got the tickets at the right time, at the available price that we got it, and that was helpful.
But I believe we booked our tickets. That's another budget budget bonus, which it's not even on our list, but the budget bonus is we booked our ticket 7 weeks in advance.
Yeah, pretty much.
About 7, almost 8 weeks in advance.
Yeah, almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months. So that's also a huge budget saving.
Of course, it's always better if you book. Some people book 6 months in advance. Some people book a year in ahead. So but if you want to give yourself enough lead time to, especially again, if you choose to use Hopper like we did. You can very much see when the prices are a certain level or what have you, and kind of gauge when you want to plan that out.
Right. And the next one is going in knowing that you won't be able to do everything. Yeah. Right? So this trip for us was special. It was our first trip to the continent, as you may call it, Africans and the descendants of enslaved Africans. Or some believe, and there's the jury is out on this. There were Africans definitely on the continent when invaders arrived, etc. So this was our first trip to the continent. So it was our pilgrimage trip. It was more spiritual. It was more connection based. Yeah. It was more research because we have been doing our finding our way home, our track to our own, trying to track ourselves. We took our ancestry. We took our African ancestry and Ancestry.com. looking at our lineage. And we have some East Bantu, which is in East Africa, Uganda, over in that area, that region. So we didn't go there with the intention that we were going to go and do like huge safari trips, and which is fine if just what you choose to do, but if you're traveling on a budget, you want to be clear as to what your particular intentions are.
Right.
Like, an African proverb, one of my friends asked me back in the day, how do you eat a cow? And I was like, what? How do you eat a cow? You eat it one bite at a time. Right. So going in knowing that you're taking this trip and you take in small pieces of it, and if it is your intention, like it was ours, you intention to go back. Yeah. And you intention to then build the relationship and to reignite that thread and fabric to bring it back into centeredness and wholeness. So for us, we didn't go there trying to see all the attractions all up and down the coast, because Kampala, we were in the city of Kampala, but there's a lot to be seen in Uganda. It's an entire continent. It's humongous. 42 million plus people living there. Country, excuse me. Country. Yeah. Did I say continent? Yeah. Okay, country. Uganda is a huge country. One of 54 in Mama Africa. Yes. Right? And there's lots to see. So we intention to go back. So try to focus on not doing everything. Right. And do some things that are key for you. For us, we went to the Gaddafi Mosque, which I had been wanting to go to for 15 years. Wanted to go see it. As soon as I knew about it, I wanted to go see it. We went to the Independence Monument to celebrate the journey of Uganda and it getting its independence from captivity, from bondage. And we went to the Kabaka Palace because we wanted to understand the real culture and the societal culture of the country. They had a way of governing and governance and social ordinance, right? Social ordinance, and we wanted to understand that. So we went there. We got a tour. We also went to the Ugandan Museum, and it took us through a huge. Shouts out.
Go ahead.
Shouts out to Tanya Nishailoc. Listen, you guys got to go over to Tanya Nishailoc's page. I'm going to put a link for you guys. Listen, he gave us an incredible background. Yes. We didn't get to see the whole museum. We actually got
and that's what I was going to say. It was like when we talk about don't expect to see everything. We couldn't even see everything in Uganda Museum. And we were there for a good maybe few hours.
Yeah, we were there for 3.5 hours.
And there was still stuff that we missed. Even it was side note was like the lady was nice. Like, look, you have your receipt. Just come back with your receipt next time, which was so sweet. So we was like, oh my God, we can't even finish. We're hungry now. So it's
we were hungry.
Expect to just take what you can again, one bite at a time. But Tanya was great at being our unofficial tour guide of the museum. Yes. Each of the aspects of looking through Uganda's history and just sharing it and just being a flow of knowledge and history was just truly a wealthful experience. So we were grateful for that. But
yeah, so that's a wonderful concept. Just don't try to do everything. Try to budget yourself for the activities. And also, for our goal, we want to spend time with the people. We wanted to learn the culture. We wanted to learn the history. Yeah. So we did things that were centered around that. We also got to visit. We received invitation from our shouts out to Through Ocean's Eyes.
Yes. Through Ocean Eyes.
Through Ocean Eyes, my TikTok buddy. Yeah. And the Journey.
Journey to the World.
Journey to the World, my TikTok buddies. They actually gave a lot of feedback around events that were in the area. And they invited us out to a couple of really cool events. We went to a business expo.
Yeah, shouts out to Bio Travel. They throw an awesome event that they do a lot of market days. They did a market day at this awesome space called Motif.
In Bogolobi.
It was just such an array. It was 3 warehouse sections of just all these people from all across Africa. Actually, it wasn't even just Ugandans there, just showcasing their work, their business and their products and everything, food, clothes,
service
offering. Thank you.
Eyeglasses. theatrical makeup
artist had a makeup effects
an exhibit.
folks walking around. Yeah, an exhibit of different folks that were like the models and the makeup stylings and everything. Just it was kind of like a whole journey experience.
Juice makers, vegan food.
Yes, it was so much going on.
Nails, hair, cologne, shoes,
everything. It was
housing
great.
goods,
and coffee. Shouts out to Rhythm Africa, where we got our coffee from there as well. As we were leaving, we caught them. Rhythm Africa doing great things for the Ugandan youth in Elgin region.
Yes.
Which is what their coffee supports.
Yes.
So make sure you look them up as well. Rhythm Africa. I actually did a video of the taste test, which is amazing. So make sure you go back and see that on our channel.
That for you.
Absolutely. But yeah, that was a great experience. But it was just a display of like all things you can do. Say for us, essentially, with us being the basis of we want to just be with the people, we didn't set like a specific itinerary of like we're gonna do this. Like it wasn't like Disney World. We're gonna go see this and go on this ride and go on this. It was just we know we were gonna be with the people. If nothing else, that was gonna be enough for us to be with the people.
We were very free flowing.
But we were grateful enough to experience as much as we experienced during that time.
We went to Casa de Roy.
Yes.
Shouts out
amazing,
to
beautiful venue.
Journeytotheworld for inviting us out to Casa de Roy. And that's live music, a beautiful, his art exhibit. This actually, his art at this place was just amazing, phenomenal. We had some of the chips that were delicious. There's a bar, gazebo, food, barbecue.
It was just a beautiful experience. There were vendors in the front area. It was just beautiful energy, and it's like you have live music at night. We didn't get to stay into the night, but there's live music and dancing at night. So shouts out Casa de Roy. It was an amazing experience out in Uganda.
And one more, last one: 5 ways to travel to Africa on a budget.
Yes. Have
a food budget.
Yes.
Like have in your mind, like, okay, this is how much money I want to spend on food per day.
Yeah.
And you can actually stick to that.
Yeah.
We actually were below what our expected spend funds were. Because we went to the local market.
Yes.
So this is what we did. We went to the local market. That shouts out to Tanya, who took us to Nakasero Market.
Nakasero
Market.
Yes.
We got mangoes. We got about 8 or 9 different mangoes. We got
soursop. We got jackfruit. Pineapple.
Whole pineapple.
Bananas. Whole pineapples.
2 whole pineapples.
Delicious.
I have never tasted a pineapple. I've been eating pineapple my whole life, and I had never tasted it.
Yes.
Before I tasted it in Uganda.
Yes, we got so much of that, and we say that within a budget of like let's say wherever you're staying. If you're a cook, if you like to eat in, great. That's a perfect way to save money by just getting, especially if you go to the market, get fresh organic produce, and you can shop for a whole week for under $10, less than that, and really eat good. $10 meaning if you're from the U.S.
10 USD.
10 USD.
If you spend 30 USD. You can juice every day.
Yeah.
Because some people like to cook, some people juice, some people have smoothies. Yeah. We had a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
And only one of our places where we stayed at had cooking accommodations.
Right.
So when we went to one of the hotels, we were able to use the local peanut butter. Tanya Nishailoc, he got us local peanut butter that was made there, with the groundnuts there. And we were able to go to the grocery store, Carrefour, at the mall, Acacia Mall, and get some breads and some crackers and a couple little things that we kept in a room so that we don't have to snack out every time we want something to eat.
Right.
The hotels all had in-house restaurants.
Yeah,
that we
really
had.
Good food too.
Except for our bed and breakfast, the first place that we stayed at.
Right.
But they had a runner. Someone, if you wanted something, you could send for it to the store.
Yeah, that was cool. Yes,
that was really cool, and we used that service. And then we could order in. They had menus that we could order local pizza. We ordered pizza one night there.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was. I think we got what would be a large pizza here in the U.S. was $9.
Yeah,
$9 USD.
I think we got 2.
Oh, that's right. We did.
We got 2.
We got 2 large pizzas for $9 USD.
Yeah.
There's a promo I think at Papa John's right now. I think 2 large pizzas for $21.
Oof. That made my heart hurt.
Which is kind of cheap.
I've been living in the U.S. all my life.
Which is kind of cheap, but
after knowing that,
for technically, but we got 2 large pizzas for $9 USD.
Yeah.
At Acacia Mall,
Right.
and it was delicious.
Right.
It was really good.
Right. You'll definitely expect to spend more, of course, if you're eating out at a restaurant or what have you, but still less than what you probably may expect. Like, for instance, for anyone from the U.S., you could definitely expect to spend less and still eat really well at a general restaurant, whatever. But shopping local is definitely the best way if you can afford and can push it to cook or, like Neff said, juice. Then your money will go even further than that.
The hotels had restaurants.
Yes.
The food at the hotel wasn't excessively expensive. I think every time we ate, I had one meal that might be $10.
Yeah.
35,000 Ugandan shillings, somewhere from 35 to 40,000 Ugandan shillings.
Right.
One of the hotels had a buffet that was a 40,000 shillings buffet. How much is 40,000 Ugandan shillings?
I mean, 10 is like 30 something, right? So probably
about $12
15,
maybe.
No, about
12,
15, maybe something like that. So roughly.
Somewhere we've kind of learned to.
We're learning to gauge it, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know.
And
currency moves around a little bit, but we learn to gauge that kind of like the rate. So.
They had a buffet style meal. You could just get all of these, go to the whole buffet as you want to for 40,000 Ugandan shillings. And they also had. Everywhere had the continental breakfast. So we can count one meal out because it's different when you travel and you're away from your kitchen, your grocery stores, your grocery list, because I have a mental roller grocery list that I've been using depending on what I'm menuing as a homemaker, right? You're away from all of that. So everything you eat, we drank, we had to get water. The first place we had gave us a 5-gallon water for $6 USD. Okay? And that we kept in our room, and we were able to drink from that the whole time that we were in that room, which was over a week. And we left about, I would say, maybe a gallon and a half left over in the container when we left it.
We was drinking water, y'all.
We was drinking a lot of water. We was cleaning it out. We was cleaning it out, and we was eating fresh, organic, straight farm to table. Because even when they cook, even at the restaurants, when they cook, they're still making the food right away, cooking. So your food doesn't come in 10 minutes. It takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to get the food to your plate when you order it, because they're making it fresh to order right then and there.
Right then and there. Yeah.
So, just a little recap. Traveling to Africa on a budget. Because this is a huge conversation for individuals who are in the diaspora who want to visit the motherland. We highly encourage you to take that trip. They lied to us, family.
Yes.
They lied to us.
Trust and believe in that. If nothing else, they lied to us.
They lied to us.
It's best to see for yourself.
You have to go see it for yourself. So if you're ready to take that plunge, see. Quick sidebar. There's groups that take you out there for 4 days, 8 days, 10 days, 11 days. Some cities, some I think they would Cairo, Egypt. They would just take you to a bunch of different cities or what have you. And Morocco, Algeria,
a lot of northern Africa.
Or you go to Uganda, and you go to West Africa, you go for 9 or 10
South
days.
Africa.
Or South Africa, you go for 4 or 5 days. That's a rush trip. There's something I know about myself with this trip. It needed to be a month, first of all, or a little over a month, which is what we're going, about a month and a week. And because we needed to take that first week to just decompress from the madness that is literally running you in a constant, it's like a constant reflex of anxiety and movement and busyness. So we needed to take that week to just sit and acclimate to the space. It's not like traveling to Atlanta or California or, New Orleans. It's an entirely different country. The air even smells different there. Okay? So take your trip. Book your trip. You can go alone. We have been waiting to go with friends, this one, that one, over the years. Over the years, friends are going to take us to Senegal, friends are going to take us to Cameroon, friends are going to take us here, there. And those trips never panned out. For whatever reason, couldn't manage, couldn't map up, the money wasn't there, they wasn't able to go, visas, all of these things. And we're going to come back and talk to you about that process of preparing to go in another video. But family, take your trip. You can travel on a budget. If you have the benefit of traveling and working remotely, that'll be helpful to you. You don't have to have all of this thousands and thousands of dollars up in your face at once. You don't. You can incrementally partial yourself across, put a little something away for the stash, and we're going to talk about those oops moments in another video that occurred where we need a little buffer. So always have a little buffer. But you can travel on a budget. 1, remember 2, when is the best time to travel to your destination?
Make sure you plan out that time frame, yes.
Okay. The next one is decide what's important to you.
Yes.
And use the booking apps.
Yes.
Use booking apps.
Get you some deals. Some
Clip some
package
coupons.
deals and things like that.
And go in knowing that you won't be able to do everything. Okay? And the last one is have a food budget.
Yes.
Okay, family? So, we hope to see you next time. Thank you for staying with us till the end. We hope you enjoyed the video. We hope you enjoyed the content. Please come back and be with us. Share with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back and be with the Growin Folx. We growing.
You growing. Grow with us.
Peace.
Love our family. Peace.